When I think about aha moments, I think about, I pretty much have an aha moment every day. There's always something that I grasp onto, but I think the biggest aha moment I've had is just the relationship that I have to risk. I've always been hardworking. I've always, had big goals and big dreams, but really to understand the illusion that risk is. And I really believe this. I think the risk is associated with everything we do. From a business or career standpoint, there's nothing that's risk-free. You go work for a bank, it's risky, right? You go work in a law firm, there's tons of risk associated with that. You start a company or choose to grow a company, there's definitely risk. But risk is an illusion. Risk is how you manage it, how you prepare for it, and how you cope with it. And it came to me at an early age, right? And I think part of that is, my upbringing, right? Risk is, being overdrawn every month and having a parent that, is trying to provide for you but can't provide fully. That's risk. Risk isn't starting a company and following your dreams. That's a privilege. That's something to be grateful for. I've been really, really lucky in terms of feedback that I've gotten, in my career, in my life. I think that the number one piece of feedback and advice that I got was to really, really treat life like a journey. And why it's become so important to me and how I live and how I run businesses and how I act is to really make sure that I'm experiencing the day, the moment, the week, the month. And yes, having ambition and having vision and having, big goals is important, but if you miss the journey, if you don't take time to really enjoy each day, all that's for naught. I do believe that no matter what you think the destination is, the biggest gift, the biggest reward is enjoying that journey and really creating experiences for your life. If I knew the importance of patience early on in my entrepreneurial life or even earlier in my life, how I embrace that now, if I knew that back then, I think things would be, a little bit different. The importance of patience is something that I needed to learn. I've always had these big dreams and big ambitions and wanted to achieve as much as I could. It doesn't matter how hard you work, doesn't matter how much you try to do in a day, a week, a month, you can still have patience. You can still be methodical and not feel like you have to get everything done in a day or a week. One of the key things that I had to learn is you truly can't do everything yourself, and what you need to learn is what you're good at. And that could be one thing, that could be 3 things, that could be 10 things. Doesn't matter, but if you know what you're good at, you're gonna surround yourself with people that make you better. So how did I discover what I'm good at? It took me some time. In my head, I'm constantly thinking about, hey, how could that have gone differently or better? How could I have improved that? How did that person feel? How did I make them feel? Whatever it might be with the situation. I certainly think that that's led to a lot of discovery. Look, I think the biggest startup I've ever done is being a father. I was recently asked, what do I want my legacy to be? Which I'm way too young to be thinking about that, but my legacy is my kids and the father that they see me as, how supported they feel, how free they feel in terms of being able to follow their dreams. There's 3 things that I really, really want them to develop. Number 1 is hard work. I believe, and I learned this from my father, and it's something that I've admired throughout my life from other people, is that nothing comes without hard work. Whatever it is they do, I want them to work hard. I also want them to be resilient. Life isn't a straight line. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be twists, there's going to be turns. And I think one of the biggest life skills and responsibilities that I have as their father is to prepare them for some of those challenges and to look at those challenges as opportunities the same way that I do. And then the third thing is perseverance. We all have dreams, we all have goals, and some of them we vocalize and some of them, we just keep to ourselves. But I want them to have the ability to persevere, to not give up. I think one of the things that happens in our life, and it's an illusion, right? We go through our life and we have a dream when we're in our, teenage years or in our 20s, and something happens and we don't achieve that dream and we think it's over. Well, it's not over. That's an illusion. You can have a dream at any point in your life and you can persevere towards achieving that dream.